Millie grabbed my hand and squeezed it hard enough to hurt. I managed to whisper that Harry did it, and the doctor wrote something down. He asked more questions about the old injuries, but I could barely get the words out. Millie stayed with me after he left and told me everything I'd missed. She said when I collapsed at dinner, she knew I was dying. My lips were turning blue and I wasn't breathing right. Mom kept saying I was faking it while blood came out of my mouth. That's when Millie grabbed the dining room chair and threw it through the window. Glass went everywhere and Mom started screaming about the mess. But Millie didn't care because the neighbors heard the crash and called 911. The paramedics had to push Mom out of the way to get to me. 2 police officers showed up while I was still sleeping off the surgery. They were nice, but I felt naked telling them about Harry. One was older with gray hair and kept calling me ma'am. The younger one took notes while I talked about Harry hitting me. I told them about the bruises on my ribs and back and wrists. But when they asked about Thanksgiving dinner, I couldn't say what Mom did. I just said there was a medical emergency and left it at that. Maria came to visit the next day with a notebook in her hand. She sat on the edge of my bed and held my other hand while Millie watched from the corner. Maria said she wrote down everything that happened at dinner. She had times and who said what and when Mom stopped people from calling for help. She saw Mom press on my bruises and dig her thumb into my shoulder. She heard Mom say good wives endure while I was coughing up blood. Maria said she'd tell the truth no matter what the family thought. My phone buzzed with a voicemail and I recognized Mom's number. Her voice came through the speaker calling this whole thing unnecessary drama. She said I was embarrassing the family and needed to stop being so dramatic. She said Harry was worried sick and just wanted his wife back home. My hands started shaking and I couldn't stop them. The shaking got worse until my whole body was trembling. The nurse came running when the monitors started going crazy. She gave me something in my IV that made everything feel fuzzy and far away. That night, when everyone was gone, I pulled out my phone and started typing a message to Harry. My fingers moved on their own, writing that I was sorry for causing problems. I stared at the words for a long time before deleting them one by one. Even lying there with a tube in my chest, I still wanted to apologize to him. The next morning, a woman named Claire Knoll knocked on my door. She worked for the hospital's domestic violence program and had a folder full of papers. She sat down and explained protective orders and emergency shelters and financial help. She didn't push or tell me what to do, but just laid out all the options. She showed me websites and phone numbers and places that could help. Everything she said felt huge and scary, but also like maybe there was a way out. Claire came back the next day with more paperwork about protective orders. She asked if I wanted to file one against Harry, and I tried to say yes, but my voice came out as a whisper. She had to lean in close to hear me say it again. The thought of going to court made my stomach hurt, but thinking about Harry finding me was worse.